Hello, everyone. We're here again with another amazing bilingual therapist. Marina, thank you for saying yes to Rooted in Culture, Fluent in Care. Thank you for being here.
Of course, of course.
So let's start with your story. What brought you into the field of mental health, and what inspired you to become a bilingual therapist?
So I think what inspired me or even brought me to be into was I was in college and I didn't want to be a therapist. I was going to be a police officer,
Look,
believe it or not. And I have my bachelor's in criminal justice, but my cousin one night called me while I was there and he was like, I'm done. I'm gonna end my life. And I was like, no, no, no. And so like I freaked out and I went the next day to our counselor on campus.
yeah.
And I was like, what do I do? Like, I have no idea what to do. And I think that just kind of hit me and resonated of like, in our family, it was like, lo que pasa en la casa se queda en la casa. And I feel like that resonated with my family of like, no. And so I was like, no, I want to be that difference. I want to choose to work to break that cycle.
Yeah.
I want to be the person that I wish my family had, where someone that could be like, it's okay to feel, it's okay to ask for help. Because I feel like, especially in the Hispanic families, like we don't talk about it. We don't talk about mental health. And I remember, yeah, I remember going home and telling my aunt about it, and she got so mad at him. And I was just like, no, like this isn't healthy. I knew it wasn't healthy. I was like, you shouldn't get mad
Yeah.
at him.
And it's
Yes.
something, oh, sorry. It's something that families don't understand. But no, I love this. Yeah, because we don't air our dirty laundry, and that's what we
Yes.
will say in English, right? En Juárez, mi familia decía, la ropa sucia se lava en casa.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
that's exactly what it is. So lo not love that you share this in order to normalize. Yeah, a lot of us got a call exactly like that, and we answer the call because of it. So.
Yes.
In what ways does your own culture, like language, life experience, show up to support your clients, and in this case, your bilingual clients?
I think just me being there for them, like they can be like, se entiendo la verdad. Like they know, like, okay, they get me, like they know exactly what I've been through. They understand that power too of like, okay, I know this isn't normal. I know this isn't what I've been taught, but she understands that too. I don't have to hide that. And so like I feel like the patience too, because I know it takes a long time for them to even open up. So me knowing like I'm not rushing it. Like I'm gonna be patient with them. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna hold those deep values because I know especially in Hispanic culture, la familia es primero. Like I know family is everything. And so I know that's going to be a lot of, I guess, rewiring in our minds to be like, yes, it is first, but so are you.
Yeah,
You're first too, and your mental health is first too.
yeah. Ooh. So what are some of the strengths, the unique strengths that Marina brings into her therapy space in her office, to help bilingual clients feel safe, seen, and understood?
So I work a lot with kids and teens, and I use a lot of Hispanic music. So
Yeah.
I'm a big Becky G, Maluma, Peso Pluma fan, and I just love it because I even like Becky G, like I just love everything that she resonates. Like where I was listening to one of her podcasts, and I even use it in therapy
Yeah.
of like once said, I want to be the person that little me needed.
Yeah.
And that just hit home because it's like I want to work for that little niña in me,
Mhm.
that every little like that safe place, right? Like where they can say me duele, like I can explore those feelings. And I get really crafty sometimes. Like I even make piñatas in session.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we make emotion piñatas, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna get these piñatas out and we're gonna hit them because I know it's hard to talk about it. So it's
Yeah.
easier for them to like do some arts and crafts that they're used to, especially at home. Like I know I've never been to a Mexican party where there's not a piñata. So I'm like, okay, they know what piñatas are. They
Yep.
know this, they resonate with this. And so, or I play loteria with them and we go and we play loteria and we talk about feelings, we talk about those different terms. I even use like Spanglish books in there. So like if especially for like my parents that don't know it, like I have some bilingual pamphlets for them too, so that they can have that.
Yeah, love this. We're gonna have to create an inside out loteria so that we can,
Ooh,
right?
cool. Yes, I love that.
What is something that you wish more people knew about mental health in the Latino community?
I feel like that would feel like they would want, or what I would want them to know is probably like it's okay. Like it doesn't make you weak, I
Hmm.
guess my way of like, it doesn't make you weak, and that it's an act of amor. Like it's just truly loving yourself. It's not therapy. Going to therapy isn't weak, because I know we're taught to be strong. We're asked not to ask for help. And I want to be like, I wish they knew that it's okay to ask for help. I wish it knew that we can translate those worlds and still embrace their culture without them feeling like we're leaving their culture behind.
Oh, beautiful. I was like, man, I wish you were my therapist when I tell you that. But thank you for being that and for naming that, right? So what is one moment? I know it's like one moment, Liliana, but what is one moment that reminds you why this work matters, um, that stays with you as a bilingual therapist?
I think one moment that stays with me, I want to say was I was working with one of my teens, and she was just very hesitant. Like she did not want to make a safety plan. Like she didn't want to do anything.
Mhm.
And she loved Maluma. And she like, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do that. So we made a Maluma safety plan. And I was like, because I know if you love this music, and I know if you resonate with it, you're gonna use it, and you're gonna be
Yeah,
able to look at it. Because I'm like, you're not gonna want to look at it because it's like, oh, you see those boring safety plans where it's like, okay, I see all of my flaws. But I'm
yeah.
like, it's something you love with it. So we did that, and we finished within the year with her. She didn't need me anymore, and I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted, was like to see her grow and see her be able to just flourish with things that she loves without breaking that culture, right? It's kind of like, I'm going to give you something that relates to that culture, it's like thinking of it like therapy isn't just cognitive, it's soulful. And I want to bring in that soulfulness where she's feeling like, yes, like I'm important. This is important to me too.
Oh my God. And excuse me, even I was just thinking like, oh my God, a playlist with him. Like, hello, let's do it. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, that sounds very creative. Which brings me into my last question for you. I love this question for this reason, okay? As I stated, so I'm wondering how will you answer it? What are the unique strengths that you bring into your bilingual work, um, that is not visible in your resume or in your professional bio?
I think very outside the box.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of my unique strengths, is I'm a very like, okay, like, and I'm very intervention heavy. And I don't put that in there, but I'm very intervention heavy because I feel like, yes, we need more than just a worksheet, but I like to like resonate with things that they love. So like if they love Pesa Pluma or Maluma or Becky G or whatever that is, like I, even if I don't know them, like I'm gonna do my research so that way I can incorporate that in their sessions so they feel a little bit more homey, a little bit more like, okay, this is cool. It's not just some boring thing where I'm like, tell me about your feelings, and I'm gonna sit here and wait, right? And so I feel like that is something that I don't really advertise, is like I'm gonna just sit there and let them lead,
Yeah.
but also be there to kind of start that healing with them being seen. I
Yeah.
guess is the word. Like I want them to be seen,
Yeah.
and really passionate. I'm really passionate on them being seen. And
Mm. I think our community, specifically in New Mexico, because I know you're there. And again,
yeah,
for all of you who are watching this video, just know that below the video, you're going to have Marina's information. But New Mexico is very lucky to have you.
thank you. I
And I
know
say
that.
this. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I feel like that being a bilingual therapist, I feel like that imposter syndrome just hits a little harder though, because it's like I can't say I master Spanish and I can't say I master English. Like I'm right in the middle. I have that sweet spot. So it's like, okay, that imposter syndrome hits a little sometimes.
I think that's something that even your clients, right, and other colleagues can, through this life experience, can share with you and say, like, yes, because there's sometimes in my brain is like, I know what I want to say, and I cannot say it in neither in English or Spanish, or I combine them. My Spanglish, mwah, it's
Yes,
so creative. Because I will reverse to like regress to another language, like I don't know how to say this, but let's try it out.
yes,
And it sounds very like, what did you just say?
yes. Yes. I stick to a lot of visuals too, because I'm like, it makes sense in my brain, but I don't know if it makes sense in yours. So I'm like, let me just show you the picture and you tell me if this makes sense.
Oh yeah. And then especially like you and I were just chatting right before we pressed recording, right? And we were talking like having descendants of Mexico. Like we talk so fast. And then when you're working with other cultures, you're like, you don't talk as fast. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yes.
Or even like language, right? Which is sometimes they'll say something and you're like, I don't know that one. Give me a second. Like, what?
home when we're talking Spanish, my daughter goes to Alexa and be like, Alexa, what is this in Spanish? And I'm just like, child.
But that's the creativity, right? That like, how do we name that in our resumes? How do we name that in our professional bio? And then it's like those are your strengths, being able to have not only two languages to communicate with clients most of the times for us, but also how to use pop culture, how to use your family culture, your heritage, your ethnicity to bring it into honor in a session where we can break those cycles of being silenced and being that therapist that our niña needed, as you shared early, but also honoring what we know in therapy and mental health, and then what we know about this culture, and especially when you have that life experience. So for that, New Mexico is very lucky, and our community is very lucky to have you as our bilingual therapist.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
So again, listeners, thank you for being here. Marina's information will be shared in the description of the video. Please reach out to her. She is amazing and funny, and her English and Spanish are amazing. Even when we ask Alexa and we're like, Alexa, that's not right. That's
Yes.
not what it means.
This is
But
how
thank
you
you for
say
trying, girl. So you will have this playfulness with her. Again, thank you. Thank you for
it.
saying yes to this project.
Thank you for inviting me.
Until next time.